Alright guys, it's Miss Johnson here, and we're going to be going over a sonnet, The New Colossus. As you read, I do think this language is a little bit older, perhaps a little bit harder to sort of read through and completely comprehend what we're reading. So an easy way to wade through difficult text like that is to sort of translate it into your own words, which is what we're going to be practicing today. I'm going to read the whole entire poem to you. First as a cold read. Now, a cold read is what I call, well, that's what it's called. When I just read the first thing to you, we don't stop and talk. We're not writing anything at this point. We're not talking about anything. You're just listening and taking it in. So first, I'm going to let you take it in for a second. And then we're going to go line by line and kind of translate what exactly is it this poem is saying. But I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you, just parts of it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to do your cold reading. This is The New Colossus by Emma Lazarus. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land, here at her sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. All right, so we're just going to literally jump straight in. What I'm going to do is write kind of across from the line our modern translation, or what we think the line is saying. So go ahead and start with not like the brazen giant of Greek fame. Okay, actually, I think what can help us with this is also considering the title. Okay, so the title of this is The New Colossus. Well, the word new indicates to me that there is some other kind of colossus, right? So I'm assuming not like the brazen giant of Greek fame. So the new colossus, not like the brazen giant. Oh, well, so this brazen giant's probably the original colossus. So this is telling me brazen giant of Greek fame. Okay, colossus is some kind of Greek famous hero. Brazen giant. Well, brazen giant. This makes me think of like a statue or something, okay? So what I'm going to say is not like the Greek statue Colossus. I have too big of handwriting. Sorry, y'all. I can't spell either. You. Okay. Not like the Greek statue Colossus. Okay. With conquering limbs astride from land to land. With conquering limbs astride from land to land. All right, if we're going from land to land, conquering limbs, I'm going to assume that we're conquering lands. Okay, so I'm going to say, not like the Greek statue Colossus, who, what do you want to say, conquers foreign lands. I'm going to go ahead and keep my punctuation the same. Here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand. Here at our sea-washed sunset gates. Well, do we know who our is? Have you realized who we're talking about? So I'm going to go ahead and give you a little insight into who this our is. Our is America. Okay, so here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand. What do you think it's talking about? Well, maybe not any literal gates, because we don't have any sort of like giant gate that everybody enters when they enter America, but rather just sort of entering America, period. So we'll say here at our, and we'll just say beautiful border. And I'm going to say stand. Actually, I'm going to say stands, because I think that sounds better with our sentence. So stands a mighty woman with a torch whose flame. A mighty woman with a torch. That one's kind of straightforward, but what do we want to write? To make it more modern, right? A strong, independent woman. I'm going to abbreviate independent. Independent woman with a torch. Is the imprisoned lightning? Okay, so whose flame is the imprisoned lightning? A mighty woman with a torch. So she's holding a torch, but the flame inside it is imprisoned lightning. What exactly do you think imprisoned lightning means? Well, maybe we're talking about the fact that the flame is stuck inside her torch, so the fact that it can't leave the torch means that it's imprisoned. So a strong, independent woman with a torch. I'm going to say with a flame with a flame stuck inside and then the ending of that's kind of, I don't really think I can change her name, so I'm going to say her name is, and then we would start Mother of Exiles. But I'm actually going to stop right there because this is where I want you guys to start translating for yourself. All right, so you kind of see the idea of just going line by line, thinking, all right, what does this mean? How does it connect? How can I change it into words that I understand? All right, so we went from not like the brazen giant of Greek flame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed sunset gate shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning. All right, we went from that to not like the Greek statue Colossus, who conquers foreign lands. Here at our beautiful border stands a strong, independent woman with a torch, with a flame stuck inside. So you see how kind of those languages shift and change, but also we're making this into something we can easier digest and understand by doing this. So once you finish translating the rest of the poem, you're going to hopefully be able to answer those analysis questions much easier because you're going to look at this and say, oh, I kind of already figured that out. I already said this. This means this. Oh, I get to answer the question this way. Or at the very least, that's my hope. There's one little tidbit I want to tell you, and this is just some extra information. So you see right here where we're talking about not like the brazen giant of Greek fame with conquering limbs astride from land to land. And I mentioned that that's Colossus. And whoever we're talking about in the poem is a new Colossus. Right? This is called an allusion. Right? This means it's like when one piece of artwork, or well, when one text rather, not artwork, sorry, when one text references another, right? So the fact that Lazarus is referencing this Greek sort of myth Colossus, we would call that an allusion. All right, guys, go ahead and continue translating the rest of this poem for yourself and then answer those questions as soon as you're done. I love y'all.